Hey y'all, it's Pambella with Real Talk. Why did I end up with a drug abuser? The drug abuser. We're gonna get right into it. The drug abuser was somebody that I met on a dating website. I know y'all probably like, oh Lord, but listen, I got on a dating website. I was living in St. Petersburg still, and I had went through what I went through, and I got on the dating website and I was just browsing, I talked to a few guys, and then the drug abuser popped up. The drug abuser was, he was really nice and, texting. We were communicating really good every day, and it went on for about maybe 2 weeks, and we started talking over the phone, and he was saying all the right things. He gave me his name. He told me he didn't have any kids. He told me that he had his own place. He told me he had a car. Just talking about all these things when you're trying to get to know somebody. Trying to get a little background on them. So I'm talking to him, telling him about me, telling him about my kids, telling him about what I had went through a little bit, and he said, well, in about a month or two, do you want to come visit me? I said, well, yeah, maybe in about a month or two, I'll come see you. So we started talking, and to fast forward, 2 months had passed because we actually just talked over the phone. I didn't have no type of way to really see him other than him sending me pictures of him. So we always exchanged pictures, we always talked all the time. We checked in, everything was live, everything was good. So after them 2 months had then passed, I ended up getting a ticket to get on the bus, the Greyhound. My kids were straight because they hadn't left for the weekend with their parents, they daddy. And when they left, I got the ticket, I got on the bus, and I went to Georgia. That's where he lived at. He lived in Monroe, Georgia. If anybody don't know where that's at, it's a little town up there in Georgia, right outside of Conyers and all of that. And I went to Monroe, Georgia. The bus got there. When the bus got there, I got off the bus, got my luggage, and then I sat there maybe a minute. And then I seen somebody come walking inside the bus station, and it was him. When I seen the guy, he was short as hell, y'all. I didn't know he was so short. I kept looking at the pictures. I'm like, he look like he's short, but I'm gonna see how short he is. Y'all, he's short. He was real short, little scrawny guy. I'm like, oh Lord, I done came up here, and I only went for the weekend, y'all. I just went for the weekend. So as he getting my luggage and putting it in the car, I'm just standing there. I'm talking to him. I gave him a hug. I get in the car. We riding. I said, okay, everything good. We got the music going. He asked me how was the ride on the bus. Was everything okay? I said, yeah, everything was good. And I'm steady there looking at the, side-eyeing him, looking at him like, what the hell? But anyway, so we driving. And as we driving up, we come into this neighborhood. And the neighborhood was real nice. Everything was good. And as we got out, I'm like, dang, he got a nice house. So we get out, we pull up, and as we walking in the house, I'm looking around. Somebody came walking out the room, a little lady, a little red lady. I said, well, who is that? I thought it was like his sister or somebody at the house or something. She walks up to me, introduced herself, and come to find out, that's his mama, y'all. His mama. So this man inside here and told me, for one, he did lied from the beginning. He said that he had his own place. Stay with his mama. So I'm ending up coming up there, and I'm staying at the man mama house. Like, how you gonna bring me up there to visit you, and then you at the mama house? You could at least got a room or something. Good gracious. Or told me I could have reserved a room or something. We could have went half on it or something. But anyway, I'm at the lady house, y'all. As I'm entering inside, he goes to a room. It's his room. So we put the stuff up, and I see another room, but the door is closed. So I'm like, okay, that must be an extra room or something. And we go in the living room. We sit down. We talking. He asked me, did I want anything to eat? I said, yeah. So I said, well, do you have any bagels or something like that? So he was like, yeah, we got bagels. So we get the bagels. And, I'm in the kitchen. He like, help yourself. You go and help yourself. That's how everybody do. They welcome you in your house. They want you to feed yourself. So look, I went finna sit there and like I was too prissy to not get up and fix a bagel. So I went inside the kitchen, and I'm fixing the bagel, and I hear the door open up. Well, actually, I heard the garage going up, and I heard the side door open, and I see another young lady come in. I'm like, well, who is this? It's his sister, y'all. His sister lived there. Oh, Lord. So I'm like, you, your mama, and your sister live there. Hour later, the door opened up again. A man walked in. It's the mama husband. All y'all living in the house. I'm up here like I'm in a family reunion. I'm like feeling already out of place, y'all. I'm ready to go. I'm texting one of my siblings on the phone, telling them what's going on. They like, girl, we don't know what you done got yourself in again. Lord have mercy. But everybody in the house, I'm in the house. Thank God he had his own room. So we get in the living room after I eat my bagel. We all sitting down. Actually, the husband came in and he introduced himself. And then he went back in the room. He wasn't really seen like that. He always stayed to himself. You know, he a hardworking man. And you know how guys be. They get off from work. They want to go in the room. They want to take a shower and lay down. So I didn't really see him like that. But he did introduce himself. So I go in the living room. Me, his mom, and the sister sitting in there. You know, they want to get to know you. So I'm talking to them, talk about my kids, you know, telling them where I'm from, and they asked where we met. So we lied. We had already made up a lie and said that, you know, I met him around the way, you know, when I was visiting Georgia, because the fool had never been to Florida. So I had to lie and say that I came to Georgia one day and I ran into him. So we told a lie. I told a lie, which I didn't think it was too bad because it's none of their business, you know. But anyway, we sitting in the living room, we talking, everything going good. So the mom's like, okay, I'm finna go in the room, blah, blah, blah. They go in the room. She go in the room with her husband. I ain't seen her no more for the night. The daughter just sitting there. So she on the phone. So he like, you want to go in the room? I'm like, yeah, let's go in the room. So I want to get my stuff together. So as I'm unpacking, getting my stuff together, he's like, you can go ahead and take a shower. I got you some towels and a washcloth or whatever. I was like, okay, I got me a sponge. I'll use my own sponge. I brought my own sponge. So I go in the shower. I take a shower, you know what I'm saying? And I get out the shower. When I get out the shower, I didn't see him nowhere around. So I'm like, well, where he at? So I go outside and he's standing outside. I think he was smoking a cigarette or something. I seen some smoke coming out the air or something like that. Then I'm like, oh, Lord, another cigarette smoker. Good gracious. But anyway, so I go back in the room. I'm sitting in the room on the side of the bed. He outside. I'm talking about, he sat outside about maybe 30 minutes, y'all. I'm talking about, I'm trying to figure out, you got company and you outside on the phone, whatever you doing, smoking a cigarette, whatever the hell you was smoking. But he came back in there and we put on a movie, and I ended up sleeping down to the foot of the bed at first, and he was down at the end of the bed. You feel what I'm saying? I shouldn't have been in the bed with him anyway because I had just met the dude, but that was the circumstances at the moment. So the night went through, ain't nothing happened. He didn't try me. I was comfortable, you know. A woman gonna only do what they want to do. And me, I was one of them ones, look, you ain't gonna get me like that. I know how to, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's part one. And I'm going to come back with y'all with part two to tell y'all what happened. Y'all stick with me. Why did I? The drug abuser